Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Monday, January 19th, 2026. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the senior minister of the Sunshine Cathedral, and with me today are Bishop Robert Griffin, my husband, Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, and Reverend Kevin Tesdall. We are the Queer God Squad. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about us.
Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. There is no streaming TV show like this in the entire world.
In 2026, we are celebrating the 40th anniversary of Hotspots magazine, with Queer News Tonight sharing over 11,000 stories and 11 million views so far.
We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral Perspective. Gender variance isn't new. Queer God Squad says it's a blessing. In the LGBTQ Nation article, Gender Variant People Come from a Rich Cultural Lineage, It's Time to Reclaim It. Catchy title. Author Daniel Villarreal interviews Caro De Robertis about their book, So Many Stars, An Oral History of Trans, Non-Binary, Genderqueer, and Two-Spirit People of Color. The piece highlights the critical importance of preserving the stories of BIPOC, queer, and trans elders to counter the myth that gender variance is a modern, quote, fad. De Robertis emphasizes that gender diversity has always existed across global cultures, though often erased from historical archive. By interviewing 20 elders spanning Black, Latinx, Indigenous, and Asian identities, the project uncovers a sacred lineage of resilience. These elders share formative experiences from childhood and their roles in establishing vital community spaces, even during the height of the AIDS epidemic. One notable aspect of the book is its exploration of two-spirit identities, which De Robertis describes as a powerful subversion of Western Judeo-Christian norms regarding what is considered sacred. The article also tackles complex and perhaps uncomfortable truths such as early sexual awakenings or the use of black market hormones. De Robertis argues that queer individuals deserve the same grace and spaciousness for their messy realities that cis-heterosexual people receive. Furthermore, the discussion touches on the nuances of family rejection and acceptance within communities of color, advocating for a compassionate approach that acknowledges the intersecting layers of systemic racism and xenophobia. De Robertis believes that cultural change driven by art, storytelling, and community organizing is the necessary precursor to political and legal progress. By reclaiming their rich cultural lineage, gender variant people can find the radiant inheritance they need to survive and thrive in the face of modern political hostilities. I'm very glad that that this discussion is happening. And it's time.
Yeah.
You know, it's time. And gender is complex. Gender is not binary. And we know this. But what may be news to people is that that has always been the case. I remember a sociology professor in the 80s in Arkansas, y'all, telling us about this. He was Osage. He grew up on a reservation, and he knew. And I don't think it was necessarily his community, but there was another Native community, and he was saying that in their culture there was a role for gay men. Now it wasn't like we probably would want it, but there was at least a role, and the role was. A bisexual man would have a wife, proper, wife, heterosexual setup, but could also have this other lover who would dress as a woman. And the man, so that was his, I guess, concubine or secondary wife or whatever, they had a name. And the man then had to take care of both women equally. Now, the trans person got their, or the queer person, all kinds of queer got lumped up into this thing, but had to be treated equally. So other than he lived with the wife, everything else had to be even Steven, her own house, lots of visits, would maybe even babysit their kids when they were out. Like it was complete, it was a family. It was a family. And that this was an ancient tradition. I remember another sociology professor, now this was about a queer thing, but talking about, and this was a community in India where everyone slept with this woman. Like all the brothers married the same woman. And they all slept with her. And then when she got pregnant, they voted on who was the father. And then whoever was the father, got chosen to be the father, when she was in labor, had to sit in front of her so she could claw his back as she was dealing with the pain.
All right, that sounds fair.
Right? Don't vote for me. Don't vote for me. Do not vote for me. But I'm just saying that the cultural arrangements of what gender is and what sex is and what sexuality is and what the roles are, we make it up.
Yeah.
People by people, time by time, place by place, we make it up. And so how wonderful to know that we've always been making it up in a grillion different ways.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, any opposition to any of this is just misogyny, homophobia, transphobia, and really all the phobias are, how can white guys stay in charge?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And so let's break it down. And I'm thankful for these academic discussions that don't need to stay, well, in libraries and classrooms. They need to be in our papers, and they need to be on air, and they need to be in our discussion groups, because people are so sexually ignorant and gender ignorant, and I'm sick of the ignorance.
Right, right. And it's really, really important, yes, that books like these exist, that videos like these exist. Things like this need to exist, because when people hear stories like this, they realize they're not alone. And how important is that when you're determining your own gender identity, when you're determining your sexual orientation, where you fall within the queer community. And as you're figuring that out, there's a lot of resources that tell you you're not alone. We've been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And I think if people allow themselves to get the religious phobia, Bible, out of this it also opens up a very unique conversation about what is beyond the Bible and what you might think the Bible says and does not say, even around non-binary stuff. We find ourselves in these stories.
Yeah.
We're there in the Bible as well. But for those who have grown up with it being beat over your head, there's just this and that, here's an opportunity to explore something different. And once you learn something different, you cannot take what you grew up with, speaking for myself, as the same thing as ever again. So it's enlightening.
In one biblical myth, the man, Adam, gave birth to his own wife from his side.
How queer is that?
I'm saying, how intersex and queer and different. And so, don't come at me with the Bible. You won't like that. Don't come at me with the Bible.
I'm just going to put a cherry on the top of what everybody has said, and that is that we come into things not knowing. So we start reading and we start learning, and if there's a modicum of intelligence within our core, we change. Because one of the people at our church in New Jersey, when Bishop Darrell was up there, said, now that I know, I can't go back. And that's where we should be. Once we learn something and it changes what we knew, then we need to go with what we now know. I think it's just that easy, isn't it?
Once you learn a thing, you can't unlearn it. And that's why books are under attack. That's why teachers are under attack. That's because once you know a thing, you can't unknow it. They're invested in our ignorance.
There you go.
Indeed.
So I just want to say, own your identity, share your story, and learn your history. And that's today with the Queer God Squad.
Before we go, I want to invite you to check out our performing arts series in January 2026.
In January, we will enjoy the antics of actor, singer, comic, drag artist Varla Jean on January 24th.
Then on January 30th, Miss Richfield 1981 will bring her offbeat brand of hilarity to South Florida.
And finally, in January, on January the 31st, the beautiful voice and charming style of Ann Steele is back. Lesbians love her, gay men adore her, and all music lovers recognize her as an engaging musical performer. Information about these performances and other performers as well for ticketed shows can be found at sunshinecathedral.org/arts.
And remember the Cathedral Pub. The Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts offers the Cathedral Pub experience. The Cathedral Pub offers performance attendees an inviting space to gather and connect with friends prior to the show, or a place to be while waiting for the doors to open. Guests enjoy live music, beverages, and appetizers in a comfortable meet and greet environment while they await the start of their performance. On show nights, the Cathedral Pub opens an hour before each performance and closes 15 minutes before it starts. Entry to the Cathedral Pub, hear me, entry to the Cathedral Pub requires a separate purchase from your seat ticket, and the link can be found on the seat selection page. take your chance if you want to that there will be space to get it at the door, but usually it sells out ahead of time. It's limited to 30. So get it online and then you're guaranteed.
Thank you for joining the Queer God Squad today. We are here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ community is talking about. Please like and share this and other episodes of the Queer God Squad.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. Remember that we are all in this together. And also remember, you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad.